The Spearhead update expanded the loadouts of many planes and helicopters. Today we'll show where to find the new bombs and missiles, explain what makes them special, and give tips on how to use them. The Su-30 Mk2 AMV of the Venezuelan Air Force and the Su-24M both gained the Ha-59M missile. Its main advantage is an exceptional standoff range, up to 120 kilometers in ideal conditions. That reach comes from a propulsion chain more typical of anti-ship and cruise missiles. A solid rocket booster gets the Ha-59 up to speed, then it's discarded, and a jet sustainer maintains cruise velocity. In-game drawbacks are its relatively low speed and straight, predictable flight path, which increase the chance of losing lock and make it vulnerable to enemy air defenses. Its TV seeker also only reliably locks tanks at ranges of about 6 to 8 kilometers. The Ha-59M is therefore best used to suppress enemy air defenses. You can launch it almost immediately after respawn without entering SAM engagement zones. Once the missile's seeker has latched onto the designated ground point, its warhead with nearly 200 kilograms of TNT equivalent will destroy lightly protected targets, even with an indirect hit that lands off by a couple dozen meters. The next edition fixes many of the Ha-59's issues and can reliably lock onto targets at long ranges. The 500-pound Hausbow gliding bombs now appear on the new German Tornado IDS SLE. Both in concept and in use, they're similar to the Israeli Spice munitions. The Tornado can carry up to 4 of them, although one occupies the targeting pod slot, which limits simultaneous use of other guided weapons. Britain and China got new anti-ship missiles, the Sea Eagle and the YJ-81, respectively. China's YJ-81 comes on the new modification of the early JH-7, while the Sea Eagle appears on the new Hawk 200 and the already familiar Buccaneer S-2B and Tornado GR-1. Both missiles use active radar seekers, so the launch aircraft must first lock the target with its radar. The sole exception is the early Hawk. It lacks a search radar and thus must launch blind toward the estimated enemy position. After launch, these ASMs dive towards the water, and then proceed in a low, straight flight to the ship. Make sure there are no islands or obstacles between you and the target. Their warheads aren't particularly large, so use your full load against capital ships, rather than relying on single launches. China also added a new fire-and-forget ATGM for the Z-10ME helicopter, the BA-11. Unlike the CM-502KG, the BA-11 carries a shaped charge warhead, increasing its effectiveness against heavy armor. A Z-10ME can carry only 8 of these missiles, so it's wise to combine them with older ATGMs. The typical tactic is to stay roughly 7 to 8 kilometers from the battlefield, pop up from cover briefly, fire 1 or 2 missiles into enemy tanks, and then disappear again. Use older ATGMs for lightly armored targets, such as SAMs. What new munitions do you like the most? Share your impressions in the comments, and see you in our next video.